The furnace technician was the one who found the boxes with my name on them. Not my wife, not my stepdaughter, not me. A 26-year-old kid named Marcus, who had been inside my house for 40 minutes, looked up from the basement stairs and said, "Mr. Barrett, I need access to the utility closet behind the wedding shelves. Do you have the key?" I stared at him. "What utility closet?" He thought I was joking. I wasn't. My wife, Monica, had kept that section of the basement locked for almost a year because she said it was packed with decorations and supplies for her daughter's wedding. Monica was in Charleston that week with her sister. Her daughter, Ashley, was at work. I found a spare key in the kitchen junk drawer. When the door opened, the first thing I saw was 17 moving boxes stacked against the wall. One said Tom Office. Another said Tom Garage. A third said Donate After Christmas. Inside it were 3 of my late father's jackets. The next box held framed photographs of my biological daughter, Emily, from elementary school through college. Another contained the baseball glove my father bought me when I was 11. Then I saw a plastic tote labeled Ashley Future Nursery. That was strange because Ashley was 29, newly engaged, and lived 20 minutes away. I kept looking. On top of a folding table was a printed floor plan of my own house. Someone had crossed out master bedroom and written Ashley plus Jordan in blue marker. My home office had become baby room. Emily's old bedroom said guests. And beside the floor plan sat a Thanksgiving seating chart with one handwritten note in my wife's unmistakable handwriting, "Tell Tom after dessert." Make it sound like downsizing is his idea. Everyone needs to support it so he doesn't dig in. I was 52 years old. I had a full-time job. I coached high school baseball in the spring. I ran 5 miles 3 mornings a week. I had never discussed moving. I had never agreed to give Ashley my house. Yet somewhere inside my own marriage, apparently everybody else had already attended the meeting where my future was decided. My name is Thomas Barrett, though most people call me Tom. I live outside Cincinnati, Ohio, and for 26 years I worked in facilities management for a regional hospital network. That sounds boring until a pipe bursts over an operating room at 2 in the morning or an emergency generator refuses to start during an ice storm. Then suddenly the boring guy becomes very popular. I was good at that kind of work because I like systems. I like things that made sense. A problem had a cause had a solution. People were harder. Families were harder. Marriage was hardest of all because I had spent most of my life believing the best husband was the man who absorbed tension before it reached anyone else. I had been married to Monica for 15 years. She was my second wife. My first marriage ended when I was 34. Nothing dramatic. My ex-wife, Jennifer, and I married too young, grew in opposite directions, and eventually admitted we were better parents than spouses. Our daughter Emily was 9 when we divorced. We split custody, lived 15 minutes apart, attended school events together, and somehow managed not to turn our disappointment in each other into a childhood problem for her. Jennifer remarried when Emily was 14. I met Monica 2 years later. Monica had a daughter too. Ashley was 13. Her biological father, Curtis, lived in Kentucky and had mastered the skill of being just involved enough to complain while rarely doing the actual work. Missed weekends. Late child support. Big promises. Ashley learned early not to rely on him. When Monica and I started dating, I was careful. I did not want to become the man who walked into a teenager's life and started demanding the title dad. I drove her places, helped with math homework, went to volleyball games, fixed her first car. I never asked for anything back. The first time Ashley called me dad, she was 17 and crying because a boy had humiliated her at prom. She said, "Dad, can we just go home?" I drove for 20 minutes before I realized what she had called me. I had to pull into a gas station because I could not see properly. That girl became mine in every way that mattered to me. That is important, because later people tried to turn what happened into a story about a stepfather protecting his money from a stepdaughter. It was never that simple. I loved Ashley. I still do. I also loved Emily. The problem was that Monica never learned how to love both girls without quietly measuring them against each other. Emily was 3 years older. She was independent, blunt, organized, and uncomfortable asking for help. Ashley was warm, emotional, spontaneous, and asked for help before problems were fully formed. Monica interpreted those differences morally. Ashley needed family. Emily was fine. When Emily needed money for textbooks at Ohio State, Monica asked whether Jennifer could help. When Ashley needed $6,000 because she had changed majors and lost part of a scholarship, Monica said, "We can't let one mistake derail her future." We paid it. When Emily graduated college, I wanted to host a dinner at a restaurant she loved. Monica said it was expensive and suggested cooking at home. 3 years later, when Ashley finished college, Monica booked a private room for 30 people and hired a photographer. I paid for it. I noticed the imbalance. I did what I had always done. I translated it into reasonable explanations. Ashley lived with us more. Ashley's father did less. Ashley was younger. Emily had Jennifer and her stepfather. Different kids need different things. All true, also incomplete. One Christmas made the pattern impossible to ignore. Emily had just bought her first condo. I gave her a high-quality tool set because she kept borrowing mine. Monica gave her a candle and a $50 restaurant gift card. Ashley received a new laptop from us that cost almost $1,800 because her old one had become slow. Emily smiled, hugged everybody, said nothing. After dinner, I walked her to her car. "You okay?" "Yeah, Em." She looked at me. "Dad, I stopped competing a long time ago." That sentence should have changed me immediately. Instead, I said, "Nobody's asking you to compete." She smiled sadly. "Exactly." Then she drove away. I confronted Monica that night, gently, too gently. She became defensive. Ashley needed a computer. Emily just bought a house. And you gave her tools. I'm talking about the difference. You always keep score when it comes to Emily. I stared at her. I keep score? Yes. Every time Ashley needs something, you act like I'm taking something from Emily. That was not true, but I disliked conflict enough that I let the conversation end. I told myself the girls were adults. I told myself they could handle their relationships with us. What I did not understand was that every time I declined to challenge the pattern, I made the pattern safer. Monica was not an evil woman. I need that clear too. She was funny, generous to friends. She remembered birthdays. She volunteered twice a month at a food pantry. She cared for me after knee surgery with the patience of a saint. When my father died, Monica organized the funeral luncheon, answered calls when I could not speak, and slept beside me with one hand on my back for 3 weeks, because grief woke me at strange hours. 15 years contains real love, even when the ending is ugly. That is why betrayal is betrayal. There has to be something real to betray. Monica's blind spot was Ashley. Her daughter's comfort became an argument-ending category. Ashley needed something, we found a way. Ashley was stressed, everyone adjusted. Ashley was disappointed, somebody had failed her. I participated because being the dependable stepfather felt good. Curtis had failed her enough. I wanted Ashley to know at least one man would always show up. The problem with always is people eventually stop hearing the word as generosity and start hearing it as policy. After college, Ashley moved into an apartment with 2 friends. I paid the security deposit. When her car transmission died, I covered half the replacement because Curtis said he was between contracts. When Ashley wanted to pursue a certification for work, I paid tuition. None of that bothered me. Then she met Jordan. Jordan Price was a good guy, civil engineer, quiet, responsible, came from a normal family in Dayton. He did not ask us for anything. That mattered later. He and Ashley dated for 3 years before getting engaged. I liked him. Monica loved the engagement more intensely than the 2 people actually getting married. Within 48 hours, she had created Pinterest boards, called venues, made a spreadsheet, ordered bridal magazines, and posted 17 photos online with captions about our little girl's next chapter. Emily texted me privately. "Brace yourself," I replied with a laughing emoji. She answered, "I'm serious." The wedding was planned for the following May at a vineyard outside Cincinnati. 160 guests. Nothing celebrity level, but not cheap. Ashley and Jordan planned to contribute. Jordan's parents offered $10,000. Monica and I originally agreed to $15,000. Then the amount expanded. Venue upgrade, photography, florals, band instead of DJ, extra hotel rooms, bridal shower, rehearsal dinner. Monica would bring me a number and say, "It's only another 1,200. It's only another 800. This is the photographer she really loves. It's one day." By late summer, we had contributed just under $32,000. I told Monica that was enough. Absolutely no more from savings. She looked offended. "It's our daughter's wedding." It's one day. You spent money on Emily's condo. I gave Emily $5,000 toward closing. Exactly. We're over $30,000 here. Because weddings cost money. Then weddings have budgets. Monica did not speak to me for the rest of the evening. 2 days later, she apologized. I'm just emotional. I know. I want this to be beautiful for her. It will be. We hugged. I thought it was settled. Around that time, Monica asked whether she could use the locked basement storage room for wedding supplies. The room itself was not secret. It was an old storage space under the back addition, accessible through a door partly hidden behind industrial shelves. I rarely used it because it was narrow and smelled slightly damp. Can I make that my wedding cave? She asked. Please. I helped her clear paint cans and Christmas decorations. She put a lock on it because, according to her, Ashley kept showing up unexpectedly, and she wanted to hide shower gifts and decor. I thought nothing of it. Then small things began disappearing from the house. My father's old army jacket was no longer in the upstairs closet. Monica said she had moved winter items to storage. A box of Emily's school pictures vanished from my office. Monica said she was organizing. 2 framed baseball photographs from my den disappeared. I'm simplifying before Thanksgiving, she said. I teased her. Did Marie Kondo hurt you? She laughed. I trusted her. The first thing that genuinely bothered me happened in October. Emily called. Dad, did you tell Monica I couldn't bring Noah to Thanksgiving? Noah was her boyfriend of almost 2 years. Good man, physical therapist. I liked him. What? She said dinner is already too crowded. Nobody told me that. Silence. She said you two decided together. I felt something tighten. We did not. It's okay. No. Dad, you're bringing Noah. I don't want to create a thing. That sentence sounded too much like me. You're not creating anything. I called Monica. She was shopping with Ashley. Did you tell Emily Noah isn't invited? I told her space is limited. There are 23 people coming. Exactly. Ashley invited 2 coworkers. They're close. Noah has been with Emily 2 years. Tom, please don't do this while I'm with Ashley. Do what? Make every decision a comparison between the girls. I almost laughed from disbelief. You told my daughter her partner can't attend Thanksgiving without talking to me. Because your daughter visits 5 times a year and then expects everyone to reorganize for her. There it was. Emily lives in Indianapolis. 90 minutes. She works hospital shifts. Ashley makes the effort. Ashley lives 20 minutes away and comes over when she needs something. Silence. Monica's voice cooled. That's a horrible thing to say. Is it false? I'm hanging up. She did. I called Emily back. Noah is coming. Dad. He's coming. Okay. Then she said, please don't ruin your marriage over Thanksgiving. Another sentence I should have examined. I'm not. You always say that. What does that mean? Nothing. Emily. She sighed. You've spent 15 years making sure Monica never feels challenged by your relationship with me. That's not fair. Maybe. She loves you. Maybe. She does. Dad, I'm not asking you to choose me. I know. I'm asking you to stop needing me to say everything's fine so you can feel like nobody's choosing. I had no answer. I love you, she said. Love you too. After we hung up, I sat in my truck outside work for 10 minutes. I was still not ready to call my marriage unhealthy. I was beginning to understand I had become part of the machinery that kept it comfortable. Then came the furnace. Monica went to Charleston with her sister Lisa for 4 days. Wedding-free sister weekend, supposedly. Tuesday morning, the furnace started rattling. I called Keller Heating. Marcus arrived around 10. He needed access behind the basement shelves to inspect ductwork. The shelves blocked the locked wedding room. Do you have the key? He asked. I almost told him to come back after Monica returned. Then I thought about spending another freezing night in November. I found the key, opened the door, saw the boxes. Tom office, Tom garage, donate after Christmas. I remember Marcus standing behind me. Everything okay? Yeah. You sure? No. I asked him to give me a few minutes. He went back to the furnace. I opened boxes. My things. Not random clutter. Personal things. Dad's jackets, my baseball trophies, photo albums, Emily's high school graduation frame, the wooden desk organizer she made me in 8th grade shop class, my college yearbook, my fishing gear, boxes labeled storage, SELE, donate. One container held kitchen items I used weekly but which had not yet been packed. Someone was planning ahead. Then I found the tote marked Ashley Future Nursery. Inside were wallpaper samples, paint swatches, a small wooden sign reading Baby Price, and a printed inspiration photo of my office converted into a nursery. Ashley was not pregnant. At least nobody had told me. Then came the floor plan. My bedroom, Ashley plus Jordan. My office, nursery. Guest room, home office. Emily's old room. Future baby #2, with a question mark and a smiley face. I stood there staring at that blue marker until Marcus called from the other side of the basement. "Mr. Barrett?" "Yeah." My voice sounded distant. "I need to shut power for about 5 minutes. Do whatever you need." On the folding table beside the floor plan was a 3-ring wedding binder. I knew I should not open it. It was my house, my marriage, my money. I opened it, wedding budget, guest lists, vendor contracts, normal. Then near the back, a section labeled After Wedding. I turned the page. Ashley, Jordan stay with us? Better option. House. Tom plus Monica condo. Use sale? No keep house and family. Tom resistant to change, need group support. Another page contained notes about a senior-style condo development near Blue Ash. Not senior living exactly. 55-plus patio homes. Monica had circled a 2-bedroom unit. Beside it, Tom would like maintenance. Free, once he gets used to idea. I had never seen it. I had never said I wanted maintenance free. Another note. Tell him yard is too much. Mention knee. My knee surgery had been 4 years earlier. I ran 5 miles. Under that was the Thanksgiving seating chart, and the sentence that changed something permanent inside me. Tell Tom after dessert. Make it sound like downsizing is his idea. Everyone needs to support it so he doesn't dig in. I sat on an upside-down paint bucket. I did not rage. I did not smash anything. I started taking photographs because some part of me needed proof, not for court, not for revenge, but because I knew Monica's first response would be to explain the pages until I doubted what I had read. Then I found the financial page. Wedding, $31,840 paid. Additional, $14,600 from home reserve. Jordan down payment help, $20K? Ask Tom after announcement? My stomach dropped. The home reserve was an account Monica and I had built for a roof replacement, emergency repairs, and eventually retirement. I opened the banking app. We had maintained around $47,000 there in August. The balance was $29,000. I scrolled. Transfers I had not noticed because Monica paid most household bills. $5,000, $3,000, $4,200, $2,000, all spread across months. Labels like event, home, transfer, home. I called the bank and asked where they went. Joint checking, then vendor charges. Wedding expenses. I added them. Monica had moved almost $18,000 beyond what we agreed. Not stolen technically, joint money. That made the emotional violation no smaller. I closed the binder. Marcus came up beside me eventually. Furnace is okay. Loose blower assembly. How much? He told me. I paid him. He hesitated before leaving. Sir? Yeah? I don't know anything about whatever that is. He nodded toward the room. But my dad once told me you can tell when someone already decided for you because they stop asking questions. I stared at this kid. How old are you? 26. That's annoying. Sorry. No, keep being annoying. He left. I sat in the kitchen for nearly an hour. Monica texted from Charleston. Furnace okay? I looked at the message. She knew I had called someone. Fixed, I wrote. Good. Love you. I stared at love you for a long time. Then wrote, love you too. That was not manipulation. I did love her. Loving her and trusting her had just become 2 different problems. I called Emily first, not because I wanted her on my side, because I suddenly understood I had been asking her to carry the cost of my marriage silently for years. Dad, are you working? Driving home. Hands free? Yes. Can I ask you something? Sure. Did Monica ever say I was becoming forgetful? Silence. My heart began pounding. Emily. Why? Answer. A few times. What did she say? That you were repeating stories, that you seemed overwhelmed at work, that after your knee surgery you got more irritable. Did you believe her? No. Why didn't you tell me? Because she said you were sensitive about aging, and she didn't want you embarrassed. I closed my eyes. Anybody else? Aunt Lisa asked me last month whether you were thinking about retirement. I'm 52. I know. Anything about moving? Long silence. Dad, tell me. Ashley said you and Monica might downsize after the wedding. When? September. I gripped the counter. Why didn't you tell me? I thought you knew. There it was. Everyone thought I knew. Everyone except me had been slowly introduced to a future with my name attached. Did Ashley say she was moving into my house? Not directly. Indirectly? She said Jordan wants a yard before they have kids, and it may work out sooner than expected. I almost laughed. Dad, what's happening? I found something. I told her enough. Not everything. She became quiet. Then angry. I knew it. Don't. Dad, I'm serious. Don't make this about being right. I'm not. I'm angry because you've defended her to me for 15 years. That hurt. I know. Do you? I'm starting to, she cried. I never wanted you to leave her for me. I know. I just wanted you to notice I kept getting pushed outside whenever Ashley needed more room. My throat closed. I'm sorry. Okay. No, I am. I know. I should have stopped it. Yes. Direct. Deserved. What are you going to do? I looked at the wedding binder on the table. Nothing tonight, Emily laughed through tears. That is terrifying coming from you. Probably. Next, I called my brother Sam. He is 4 years younger, owns a plumbing company, and has spent his life believing subtlety is a character defect. Come over, I said. Why? Need you. 20 minutes. He arrived in 14. I showed him the room. He looked at the boxes, the floor plan, the Thanksgiving note. He said one word. Wow. Helpful. You want more words? Not yet. Then I showed him the transfers. Sam sat down. She's been spending the house reserve on the wedding? Looks like. How much? 18 beyond what we agreed. And wants another 20 for Ashley's down payment. Apparently. Sam looked toward the ceiling as if Monica could hear him from South Carolina. Tom. Yeah. Do not go back upstairs and pretend this is a misunderstanding. I'm not. You always do. I know. No, you smooth things over. You tell everyone Monica means well. You say Ashley had a rough childhood. You say Emily doesn't need as much. You say money isn't worth fighting about. I know. Stop saying you know. That line hit because Emily had essentially said the same thing. Okay, what do you want? I don't know. Fine. What don't you want? Easier question. I'm not moving. Good. Ashley is not moving into this house. Good. No more wedding money. Very good. And I'm done asking Emily to absorb disrespect because she handles it better. Sam nodded. Excellent. Marriage? He waited. I don't know. Then don't decide today. What would you do? Doesn't matter. Sam, you're the one sleeping next to her. He looked at the floor plan. Or apparently not for long. I almost smiled. He stayed for dinner. We moved all the boxes out of the locked room into my office. Not to make a statement, but because I wanted my things visible. I left the wedding binder exactly where it had been. Monica returned Thursday evening. I picked her up at the airport. I said nothing in the car. She talked about Charleston, restaurants, shopping, Lisa's marriage, wedding ideas. I listened. At home, she walked into the living room, saw boxes stacked near my office, and stopped. What are those? Mine. Her face changed almost invisibly. Why are they upstairs? Furnace technician needed access to the wedding room. Silence. Oh, just one syllable. You locked the wedding room? Yes. I had to open it. She put down her suitcase. Tom. Yeah? Did you go through my things? My things. Not our storage room, not the wedding supplies, my things. I found my father's jacket in a box marked donate after Christmas. She closed her eyes. I can explain. I know. You're angry. Not yet. That scared her. What does that mean? It means I'm listening. Tom, none of it is what it looks like. There it was. Which part? The boxes, the floor plan, the notes. The money? She froze. What money? I almost admired the reflex. Home reserve. Her shoulders dropped. Okay. Okay. I was going to tell you. When? After the wedding. After spending it, it's our money. We agreed on 15,000, then 30. Then I said stop. You said no more from savings. I thought you meant no more major expenses. 18,000 is not major? It wasn't one expense. I laughed. Could not help it. That's your defense? I'm not defending. I'm explaining. Why are my things packed? Because I was organizing. Why is my office labeled nursery? Silence. Monica. She sat on the couch. Ashley and Jordan are struggling. They both work. Rent is $2,500. They chose that apartment. They want children. Okay. We have a 4-bedroom house. Yes. So your solution is we leave. Eventually. After Christmas? Her face tightened. You saw everything. Yes. Then why are you making me repeat it? Because I want to hear whether it sounds different when you say it to my face. She started crying. I did not move. That was new. I thought you would like the condo. You never asked. You hate yard work. I complain about leaves. Everybody hates leaves. Your knee? My knee is fine. The house is too much. For whom? For us. I did not say that. Tom, sometimes you resist change until someone helps you see the upside. I stared at my wife. Is that what Thanksgiving was supposed to do? She looked away. What? Everyone needs to support it so he doesn't dig in. Monica covered her face. That looks terrible. It is handwriting, Monica. It doesn't have a look. It has words. I was brainstorming. With whom? Silence. Ashley? Some. Lisa? Yes. Who else? My mother. Her mother, Carol, lived in Lexington and had been calling me Tom Too Stubborn for years, like it was affectionate. So your mother knew I was moving before I did. Nobody said you were moving. You literally drew Ashley's name on my bedroom because I was imagining possibilities. Her voice rose. You are acting like I committed some crime. No. I stayed calm. I am acting like my wife has been planning my future with everyone except me. She cried. I was trying to help our daughter. Which daughter? That stopped her. Don't. No. Which daughter, Monica? Ashley. Exactly. Because Ashley needs help. Emily doesn't? Emily has always been fine. I almost smiled sadly. You have built half our family around that sentence. What does that mean? It means every time Ashley needed more, Emily got less because Emily could handle it. That is not true. You told her Noah couldn't come to Thanksgiving. Space was limited. Ashley invited coworkers. She sees them every day. Emily wants to bring the man she may marry. She barely visits. Because she doesn't feel welcome here. Monica stared. Did she say that? Yes. So you're talking about me behind my back now. I laughed. You planned my retirement with a seating chart. I knew you'd twist this. No, I finally stopped untwisting it for you. Silence. Monica sat very still. Are you leaving me? I don't know. She began sobbing. After 15 years because I wanted to help Ashley? No. Then why? Because I opened a room in my own house and discovered you had already packed my life. She shook her head. Those were just things. My father's jackets. You never wear them. Emily's photos. They were in storage already. My office. Future possibility. My bedroom. Tom, you decided my attachment to anything could be overruled if you thought Ashley needed it more. That's unfair. Maybe, but it's how I feel. She cried quietly. For once, I did not rescue her from the discomfort of hearing that. What happens now? She asked. First, no more money for the wedding beyond contracts already committed. Tom, no. Ashley will be devastated. She will survive. We promised. We promised 32,000. We gave almost 50. Monica stared. Don't tell her. Tell her what? About the extra money. Why? She thinks you agreed. There it was again. Of course she does. Monica closed her eyes. I didn't want her thinking you didn't support the wedding. So you made me support it without asking. I knew you would eventually. That is not consent. She flinched. Stop using words like that. Why? Because you make me sound horrible. I'm describing what happened. You are punishing me. I haven't done anything. Exactly. She stood. You're being cold. I'm being clear. She went upstairs and slammed the bedroom door. I slept in the guest room. The next morning, Ashley called at 7:13. Dad, what did you do to Mom? Not hello. Good morning. She called me crying. Then she can tell you why. She said you're cutting off wedding payments. Correct. Silence. Why? Because we already contributed more than we agreed. You said the rehearsal dinner was covered. It is. The videographer balance? Already committed, covered. The upgraded flowers? No. Dad, no. It's $3,000. Then choose $3,000 of flowers or $3,000 of something else. You sound like a banker. I sound like someone whose money has a limit. Mom said you're doing this because of the house. Partly. Silence. You found the plans. Yes. Dad, I can explain. Everybody can explain. Mom said you were ready to downsize. I never said that. Long silence. She said you two had talked. We had not. I thought, I know. Jordan and I weren't trying to steal your house. Then why was your future nursery packed in my basement? Mom bought those things. Did you know? Silence. Ashley. Yes. Did you discuss living here? Yes. Did you ask me? No. Why? She started crying. Because Mom said you'd say no at first. There it was. And what did that tell you? What? If you knew I'd say no, why did you keep planning? Because she said you'd come around. That isn't an answer. Dad, houses are impossible right now. Jordan and I want kids. We thought maybe you and Mom would like something smaller. You complain about maintenance. It seemed like everybody could win. Everybody except the person who didn't know he was playing. She cried harder. I'm sorry. Do you mean that? Yes. Then stop talking about the house as an option. Okay. And no more wedding requests through Monica. Okay. If there is a bill, call me yourself. Okay. And Ashley? Yeah? I love you, she sobbed. I love you too. That doesn't mean you get everything you need from me. I know. I don't think you did. No, she whispered. I don't think I did either. That conversation mattered. Monica hated that Ashley apologized. She said I had turned her daughter against her. I told her I had not discussed our marriage with Ashley beyond what directly affected her. She's our daughter. Yes. Then she should understand I was trying to help her. She does. Then why is she suddenly saying she never wanted the house? Because now she understands I never offered it, Monica glared. You enjoy being right. No. I surprised myself with how sad I sounded. I would give almost anything for this to be a misunderstanding. Thanksgiving arrived 2 weeks later. We almost canceled. Monica wanted to. I refused. Why? Because Emily already took time off. Ashley and Jordan are coming. We are not forcing everyone else to lose a holiday because our marriage is in trouble. So we're pretending? No, we're eating. That's pretending. Not everything requires a family performance. Monica hated that. In previous years, Thanksgiving had been her production. Matching napkins, seasonal centerpieces, family photo before dinner, Facebook post by 5. This year I told everyone dinner was at 4 and asked people to bring food. That was revolutionary. Emily and Noah arrived at 3:20. Monica looked surprised when Noah walked in. I looked at her. She said nothing. Emily hugged me harder than usual. You okay? No. Good. Why good? You finally stopped answering that question automatically. Ashley and Jordan came 20 minutes later. Ashley looked guilty. She hugged me and whispered, I'm sorry. We'll talk later. Okay. She hugged Emily next. The sisters had never been enemies. That was part of the tragedy. The adults around them had built a competition. Neither girl had actually requested. Dinner had 21 people. Monica's mother, Carol. Her sister, Lisa. Sam and his wife. Emily and Noah. Ashley and Jordan. Aunts. Cousins. My mother had died 4 years earlier, so my side was smaller now. For the first hour, nobody mentioned the house. Then Carol, my mother-in-law, looked at me and said, Tom, Monica says you're having second thoughts about blue ash. My fork stopped. Monica closed her eyes. Mom. What? Carol said. We're all adults. I looked at her. Second thoughts about what? She realized. Too late. The patio community. Emily slowly put down her glass. Ashley whispered, Grandma. Carol looked at Monica. He knows. He knows now, I said. Silence spread around the table. Lisa stared at her plate. Sam leaned back in his chair. Interesting, he muttered. Monica whispered. Can we not? Carol said. I just think everyone's making this more dramatic than it needs to be. Plenty of couples downsize at your age. My age? I asked. You know what I mean. I'm 50, too. Exactly, Sam laughed out loud. That did not help, Carol. The house is too large for two people, Carol continued. Ashley and Jordan could actually use the space. Mom, stop, Ashley said. Carol looked shocked. I'm defending you. I don't want you to. That changed the room. Ashley looked at me. Dad never offered us the house. Carol waved her hand. Families don't need formal offers for everything. I almost laughed. Apparently not. Monica stood. Enough. Everyone stopped. She looked at me. You wanted honesty? Fine. Let's be honest. I stayed seated. Okay. You have spent weeks treating me like I'm some manipulative monster because I tried to solve a family problem. Which problem? Ashley and Jordan can't afford a house they want. We have too much space. You complain constantly about upkeep. Emily hardly comes here. We could move somewhere easier. Everyone benefits. Emily whispered. Wow. Monica turned. Please do not make this about you. Emily laughed once. You already did. How? My childhood room is apparently future baby number 2. Monica froze. I had not told Emily that detail. She had seen the photo I took after I eventually showed her. It was brainstorming. You brainstormed my father out of his house. Your father is not helpless. That's exactly why he should have been in the conversation. Monica's eyes filled. This family has always treated me like the outsider when it comes to you two. There it was. I finally understood the emotional engine beneath years of behavior. Monica, no. You want truth? Every time Emily walks into a room, I become the woman you married after the real family ended. Emily's face changed. I never said that. You didn't need to. Monica, I said, I chose you. But you never made me first. I stared. What does first mean? It means sometimes your wife gets to make decisions without your daughter's feelings becoming the measurement. This isn't about Emily's feelings. It's always about Emily, she shouted. Everyone went quiet. Ashley began crying. Mom. Monica looked at her. What? Ashley wiped her face. Stop. I'm defending our family. Emily is our family. Monica stared. Ashley continued. You made me think she didn't want to be around us. You said she was judgmental. You said Dad always felt guilty about her. He does. Maybe because we kept getting more. That sentence landed like a plate dropping. Monica shook her head. You don't know what you're saying. I do. Ashley looked at Emily. Dad paid my tuition problem, my car, half my rent when I lost my roommate, the certification, the wedding. I thought that was just because Dad wanted to help. Emily said softly. It was. Yeah, but nobody ever asked whether you were okay watching it. Emily looked down. I stopped counting, Ashley cried. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. Some of it is. Ash, I knew Mom told Noah not to come. Emily looked up. You knew? I found out after. I didn't say anything because wedding stuff was already tense. Emily nodded slowly. Okay. Not forgiveness, not rejection, just information entering the room. Monica looked around as if the entire table had betrayed her. This is unbelievable. I stood then, calmly. No, this is what happens when one person stops holding the ceiling up. She looked at me. What does that mean? I have spent 15 years translating everyone, so no one had to confront anything. I told Emily you loved her when your behavior made her feel outside. I told Ashley helping her endlessly was what fathers do, because I was terrified she'd feel abandoned like she did with Curtis. I told you every disagreement was fine because I did not want another marriage to fail. I told myself money didn't matter while you spent it without asking. I told myself boxes were organization while you packed my father's belongings. I told myself you meant well while you planned where I would live. My voice cracked. I am tired. Nobody moved. I'm tired of being the person whose job is making everybody else's intentions more important than the impact. Monica cried. So what are you saying? I'm saying the house is not going to Ashley. Ashley nodded immediately. Okay. I'm saying I am not moving into Blue Ash. Carol looked annoyed. I did not care. I'm saying there is no more wedding money beyond what is already paid. Ashley whispered. Okay. And I'm saying Monica and I are going to decide what happens to our marriage without any of you campaigning. Monica stared. You're humiliating me. No, I'm correcting plans you made publicly. In front of everyone. Everyone already knew the plan. Silence. That was the point. They did. I was the last one told about my own future. Monica sank into her chair. I looked around the table. I don't want anyone choosing sides. I mean that. Monica is not a villain. Ashley is not a thief. Emily is not a victim who needs to be rescued. We are adults who built a family system that stopped being fair because the person most willing to tolerate discomfort kept being asked to tolerate more. Sam muttered. Finally, I looked at him. Not helping. Sorry. A few people laughed weakly. The tension broke enough for everyone to breathe. Then Monica said something I will never forget. I thought if everybody agreed, you'd realize it made sense. I looked at her. That is exactly what scares me. She started sobbing. I didn't think of it as pressure. Because the pressure wasn't on you. Dinner ended early, not explosively. People packed leftovers. Carol left angry. Lisa hugged Monica. Sam hugged me and said nothing, which may have been the first time in his life. Emily stayed. Ashley stayed too. The four of us sat at the dining table after everyone left while Monica went upstairs. Jordan and Noah washed dishes, because apparently the emotionally healthy men had correctly identified the safest room. Ashley looked at Emily. Can we talk without Dad? Emily glanced at me. Please. I stood. Absolutely. I went into the garage. 20 minutes later, Emily came out alone. Her eyes were red. You okay? Yeah. Ashley? Crying. You too? We're not fixed. I know. But we're talking. Good. She leaned against my truck. Dad, I need you to understand something. Okay. If you stay with Monica, I'm not disappearing. I would never ask you to. You already kinda did. That hurt. I know. Every time she hurt me and you explained it, you were asking me to disappear a little so your marriage could feel intact. I looked down. You're right. I don't need you to divorce her. I know. I need you to believe me faster. That sentence became one of the rules of my life. Believe me faster. I will. You'll try. I will try. Better. Monica and I started marriage counseling the following week. Not because Thanksgiving fixed anything, because Thanksgiving removed the possibility of pretending. The first session was awful. Monica said she felt like she had spent 15 years raising my daughter's ghost. I said Emily was alive, which was apparently not therapist-approved listening. We improved. Slowly. Monica admitted she had always felt insecure entering a family where I already had a child and a history with another woman. Jennifer and I being friendly made it worse. You and she could stand together at Emily's graduation like a family, Monica said. I felt like the replacement. I chose you. I know. Then why didn't that matter? Because I didn't believe being chosen once meant I stayed chosen. That was honest, painful. It explained things. It did not excuse them. She admitted that helping Ashley had become a way of ensuring at least one person in the family would always need her. She admitted she resented how easily I loved Emily because Emily did not demand anything. You respected her independence, Monica said. When I was independent, you called me controlling. That hit me. There were ways I had judged Monica differently too. We found them. I admitted I had enjoyed being Ashley's rescuer because it let me prove I was better than Curtis. That was ego disguised as generosity. I admitted I had used money to secure closeness. Not consciously, but every time Ashley needed help, I got to be the man who did not leave. Did you ever say no? The therapist asked. Rarely. Then how would Ashley learn your yes was a gift rather than the family default? Good question. Annoying question. Therapy is full of those. Monica and I lasted 6 months in counseling before I accepted something I did not want to accept. Understanding why she did what she did not rebuild trust. I stopped wondering whether she loved me. I knew she did. The problem was, I no longer felt safe letting her interpret my life for me. Every time she said, I thought you'd want, I tensed. Every time she handled money, I checked. Every time she spoke privately with Ashley, part of me wondered what decision was forming. That was not a marriage I wanted for either of us. Monica felt it too. One evening after counseling, we sat in the car outside the therapist's office. She said, You're never going to trust me again. I stared at the windshield. I don't know. That means no. Maybe. She cried quietly. I really thought I was helping. I know. That makes it worse, doesn't it? Sometimes. Do you hate me? No. Would it be easier if you did? Probably. She laughed through tears. I hate that you're still kind. I'm not trying to be kind. You are. Monica, I think we should separate. I looked at her. I had thought I would be the one to say it. Okay. She sobbed. So did I. 15 years ended not with a slammed door but two middle-aged people crying in a parked SUV outside a therapy office because love had survived longer than the structure around it. We separated quietly. No social media announcements. No family war. Monica moved into a townhouse near Ashley. I stayed in the house initially because I needed stability and because I was not ready to let a floor plan in a wedding binder determine where I slept. We handled the practical things with professionals where necessary, but I refused to make the story about paperwork. The marriage ended because trust ended, not because of who got which chair. Ashley's wedding happened 3 months later, smaller than Monica originally planned. They cut the upgraded florals, used a DJ, canceled the champagne wall. Jordan paid for part of the remaining balance. I gave exactly what I had already promised, and not another dollar. Ashley asked if I would still walk her down the aisle. Do you want me to? You're my dad, I cried. Then yes. Curtis attended too. Ashley asked him to walk with us for the first half, then me the rest. Some people thought that was strange. I thought it was generous. At the rehearsal dinner, Ashley made a speech. I spent a lot of my life confusing, being helped with being loved, because I always had people who helped me. She looked at Monica first, then me. Mom taught me to ask. Dad taught me somebody would answer. Neither of you meant to make me entitled. People laughed gently. But I became entitled anyway, Monica cried. I cried, Ashley continued. I hurt my sister because I got comfortable being the emergency everybody reorganized around. I'm sorry. Emily sat beside Noah. She cried too. I also participated in planning a future in Dad's house before Dad agreed to it. Some relatives looked surprised. Others suddenly studied their plates. That was wrong. Jordan and I are staying in our apartment. We will buy a house when we can afford one. And Dad, I do not want your office for a nursery. I laughed through tears. Good. Your decorating is terrible anyway. The room laughed. True. Then she looked at Emily. And I'm sorry I let being the daughter who needed more turn you into the daughter who was expected to need nothing. Emily stood and hugged her. That was not a magical repair. Sisters do not erase 15 years in a wedding toast. But it was a beginning. Emily and Noah married the next year. Courthouse ceremony followed by dinner for 25 people because that was what they wanted. Monica was invited. That surprised me. Emily said, she was part of my childhood. I don't want pretending in either direction. Monica attended. She gave Emily a handwritten letter and no expensive gift. Later, Emily told me the letter apologized for every time. You being strong became my excuse to give you less. Emily kept it. Their relationship never became mother-daughter. It became respectful. Sometimes that is the healthier victory. Monica changed too. Separating from me forced her to discover who she was when nobody needed her to orchestrate them. She continued therapy. She stopped volunteering Ashley for family events and stopped volunteering herself to solve every problem. The first time Ashley called because her dishwasher broke, Monica sent her the number of an appliance repair company instead of driving over with tools she did not know how to use. Ashley texted me, Mom has boundaries now. Hate this family. I replied, thoughts and prayers. I changed. That part matters most to me. I stopped being proud of how much I could carry without complaint. I started asking, do you want help? Instead of assuming. I stopped offering money before people asked. I stopped fixing problems that belong to capable adults. Most importantly, I stopped treating someone's ability to tolerate hurt as permission to hurt them more. Emily and I became closer because I stopped demanding reassurance from her. I used to ask, we're okay, right? That question put the burden on her to make me feel like I had been a good father. Now I ask better questions. Did that hurt you? Do you want me to listen or respond? What do you need from me? Sometimes the answer is nothing. I learned not to take that personally. Ashley became more independent. Jordan helped. He was the first person in her life who regularly said, we can't afford that yet, without adding a rescue plan. She hated it for 6 months and then became excellent at budgeting. 2 years after the wedding, they bought a modest 3-bedroom ranch in Westchester. Not the giant house Ashley once imagined. The kitchen was dated. The backyard needed work. She called me the first weekend. Can you help paint? When? Saturday. I have baseball. Silence. Old pattern waiting. Sunday? I said. Sunday works. Good. She did not cry, did not call Monica, did not say family should come first. Growth sometimes looks incredibly boring. Sunday, I showed up with rollers. Jordan had already primed the room. Ashley handed me coffee. Thanks for coming. Not, I knew you would. Thanks for coming. Those 3 words meant more than she knew. I eventually sold the big house. Not because Monica wanted me to downsize. Not because Ashley needed it. Because 3 years after the separation, I walked through 4 unused bedrooms one Saturday morning and realized I was maintaining a monument to a life that no longer existed. I called Emily and Ashley first. I'm thinking about selling. Ashley said, okay. Emily asked, do you want to? Yeah. Then do it. No one asked for the house. No one asked for proceeds. No one measured bedrooms. I bought a smaller brick ranch 5 miles away with a screened porch, 2 guest rooms, a workshop, and almost no leaves. Monica found out through Ashley and texted, maintenance free? I replied, don't start. She sent a laughing emoji. We had reached that place. Not friendship exactly. Peace. The day I packed the old house, I found one of the original basement boxes. Tom Garage. Somehow, it had survived everything. Inside were Dad's jackets, my old glove, and Emily's wooden desk organizer. I sat on the basement floor holding that cheap little organizer and cried. Not because Monica had packed it, because I finally understood why finding those boxes had devastated me. It was not about objects. It was the experience of discovering other people had already decided which parts of your life were no longer necessary. Your room, your belongings, your routines, your daughter's photographs, your future. They had reduced me to the obstacle between the family and the arrangement they preferred, and I had helped create the conditions for that by teaching everyone that Tom would eventually agree. Tom always understood. Tom hated conflict. Tom could be talked around. Tom would pay. Tom would fix it. Tom did not want anyone upset. The boxes were not the betrayal. They were evidence of a habit. I changed that habit. My new house has one rule I never actually wrote down. Nobody assumes. Emily has a key because I offered. Ashley has one too because I offered. Monica does not because there is no reason she should. The girls ask before staying. I ask before visiting them. Money is discussed clearly. Holidays are invitations, not summons. Last Thanksgiving, I hosted for the first time in the smaller house, 15 people. Emily and Noah came with their baby boy, Jacob. Ashley and Jordan came with their daughter, Sophie, who was 9 months old. Yes, the future nursery eventually happened, just not in my office. Monica came too. People always react strangely when I tell them I invited my ex-wife. But divorce does not require turning every future family table into a military border. Monica is Ashley's mother. She was part of Emily's life for 15 years. We are not close, but we are not at war, she asked before coming. That mattered. Would it be weird if I joined? Probably. Should I stay home? No, come. Can I bring pie? Store. Bought. Rude. Boundary. She laughed. Thanksgiving was crowded. My screened porch became coat storage. Jordan overcooked the turkey slightly because he insisted on smoking it. Sam complained. Nobody cared. Emily brought mashed potatoes. Ashley made a green bean casserole that was objectively terrible and defended it like a constitutional right. Monica sat between the girls. At one point, Sophie started crying. Ashley stood automatically. Monica stood too, then stopped herself. You've got her? Yeah. Okay. She sat back down. I noticed. Ashley noticed too. Small things. After dinner, Emily walked into my workshop with baby Jacob. My father's jackets hung on 2 hooks beside the door. The old baseball glove sat on a shelf. Her wooden desk organizer held drill bits because she said that was extremely Dad. You kept it. Of course. Monica was going to donate it. I know. Does that still make you angry? I thought about it. No. Really? It makes me remember. Difference? Anger asks for something. Memory just tells you where the edge is. Emily nodded. Therapy? Unfortunately, she smiled. Proud of you. For therapy? For finally being difficult. I laughed. I was never difficult. She looked at me. Exactly. Later, Ashley found me on the porch. Everyone else was watching football. Can I ask you something? Sure. Did you ever stop loving me after the basement? My chest hurt. No. Even when you thought I was trying to take your house? I knew you were participating in something wrong. That is not the same as believing you were incapable of being better. She cried. I really thought Mom said you wanted to move. At first, then when I realized you'd probably say no, I kept planning. Yes, that's the part I hate. Good. She laughed through tears. Good? Guilt that teaches you something has a purpose. Guilt that just makes you hate yourself is useless. Therapy again? I pay good money. I'm using it. She looked toward the living room where Monica was laughing with Emily. Do you think Mom wanted the house for me because she loved me? Yes. Then why was it so wrong? Because love does not give you authority over somebody else's life. She nodded slowly. I'm scared I'll do that to Sophie. You probably will in some small way. Comforting. All parents mess up. What do I do? Listen when she tells you. That is the lesson I wish I had learned sooner. Listen when people tell you. Not when the evidence becomes unbearable. Not when 17 boxes appear. Not when your name is written beside a condo you have never seen. When your daughter says she feels outside the family, listen. When your spouse says she feels insecure, listen. When your stepdaughter starts assuming your yes, notice. When your own body tells you conflict avoidance has become self-erasure, listen. I spent years being proud that I could keep everybody together. I finally understood that keeping people together is not the same as keeping a family healthy. Sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is allow disappointment to exist without fixing it. Allow somebody to be angry with your no. Allow a wedding to have fewer flowers. Allow adult children to rent longer. Allow a marriage to end even when love remains. Allow an ex-wife to change without treating her change as a reason you owe her reconciliation. Allow your children to confront the ways you failed them without demanding they also list everything you did right. That is self-worth too. People talk about self-worth like it means knowing you deserve better treatment. It does. But it also means believing you remain valuable when people are unhappy with you. That was my problem. I knew I was a good man when everybody needed Tom. I did not know whether I was still a good man when Tom said no. I know now. I can say no and still love you. I can disappoint you and still be your father. I can refuse to fund something and still care about your dream. I can end a marriage and still honor 15 years that mattered. I can sell a house later without proving Monica was right to plan my move earlier. Choice changes everything. 3 months ago, Monica and I attended Sophie's first birthday. She was standing beside the cake when she looked at me and said, "Remember the nursery box?" Unfortunately, I still have the wooden sign. Why? Reminder. Of what? She thought. That good intentions can become entitlement if you stop asking. I looked at her. That's annoyingly insightful. Therapy. We should demand refunds. We laughed. Ashley walked over carrying Sophie. What are you two laughing about? Monica said, your attempted hostile takeover. Ashley groaned. Can we stop calling it that? No, I said. Family tradition now. You're both horrible. Then Sophie reached for me. I took her. Ashley kissed my cheek and said, Thanks, Dad. There it was again. Not for paying, not for fixing, not because she needed a house. Just Dad. That was enough. So let me ask you the question people still disagree about when they hear this story. If you opened a locked room in your own home and discovered your spouse had secretly spent family savings, packed your belongings, told relatives you were becoming too old to manage the house, and planned to announce at Thanksgiving that you were downsizing so her adult child could move into your bedroom, would genuine remorse in therapy be enough for you to rebuild the marriage? Or would you walk away, even if you still love them? Because the real betrayal was not the house or the money, but discovering that everyone had been invited to decide your future except you.